Hello, hello. I've got my stream notes open. I wanted to continue these on from last week. So these are last week's stream notes. I still had quite a few issues. Too much prep. Hey Zender, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. What are you up to on this great Friday evening? So I ordered this. That's good. That came and I'm using it right now. Didn't have to remake this scene, which is nice. So that's all set up. Let's test it. Desk cam. Zender, I know you occasionally play Magic. Oh yeah. This is a collector booster box. So they're special packs. That's for later. We are opening it. We're going to crack it. I don't know if we're going to open every pack, but we're definitely going to open a handful for sure. I do want to do a little bit of work first, then open that. So one note I wrote here was need to automate more of this setup, and I started doing that with some Apple scripts and making better use of the Stream Deck. It's still not perfect though. So we got, hey Prince, how are you? What were you thinking about? We got the Stream Deck, and it's great. I'm loving it, but I guess my KVM or my USB switcher. Hey Chris, what's up? How are y'all doing? It needs power or something, my USB switch. So it wouldn't let me have the Stream Deck in. So my Stream Deck is effectively useless at the moment until I can figure that out. We got Ryan Warner streams, we do. I almost didn't do it. It takes a lot of like mental energy, especially if, for me personally, I'm kind of on the introverted side. So like I started prepping and I was like, does anyone really want to watch me talk to the screen for an hour? Nah, I'll just play Fortnite. but then I did it. That is why I haven't been to voice chat. Yes. Y'all are too kind. All right, let me get out of here. Main. Encouraged. I see. No, okay, no. I wasn't in voice chat because I was preparing, setting everything up, unplugging my mic and plugging it back in and trying to get it to work, and fiddling with yes, squads later. Yes, that's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. I know Chris has a KVM switch, but I don't know if anyone else does. When I switch it, not everything gets picked up by my Windows machine. I sometimes have to unplug stuff, plug it back in. I feel a ways away from like a one button, I'm ready to stream. Which is tough. It's tough. Hey, Trost, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Your stream, it's been a while since I saw your stream, and it's come a long way. It's looking really good. I enjoyed the 30 minutes or whatever I was able to hang out with you this morning. The branding, is so good. I love it. You can tell you've been consistent and like working on it. It's paid off for sure. Does your work like pay for that, or are you doing that all on your own? Like extracurricular, as they say. So the Streamlabs scene is desk cam is done, as we saw. My phone is working with the Camo app. I might switch to the Elgato one. What's the Elgato app? Epoch Cam or something? It costs money. All right. Let's head over to Figma. Streaming as part of the position. Nice. I would love to figure that out. It's a ways away, I think, for my current situation. So I thought I would look at something quite simple in the grand scheme, or relatively speaking, to what you can do in Figma, and that is just auto layout. Sometime late last year, I think it was like November, December, Figma rolled out a new version of auto layout, and coincidentally, right around that same time, life kind of hit me hard, and I haven't really been spending much time in Figma since then. It's been like 5 months or something since I, really spent time in here. So all that to say, all of my old designs are still using the old auto layout. And we can actually see that Figma is nice enough to give us a warning. I know my layout here isn't perfect, but you should be able to see this. Yeah. New version of layout, new auto layout version available. Updating might add layers, but designs will look the same. If this main component has instances, check them after updating. So I don't know what's going to happen here. One option is to just reconstruct this nav with the new auto layout, but let's try this. Try this update button. All right, looks like nothing changed, which is great. Trost says, yes, spread the auto layout gospel. Yeah, I'm going to do that while also getting some busy work done on my personal brand, because it's been half a year since I did that, so might as well, right? It's not too intensive. I wanted to prep more. I was thinking of like building something and like having a plan, and top of mind was a Discord and or Slack integration with like a TypeScript or Node cloud function, serverless function, to send messages to a specific channel, maybe just like an API where I could pass along the message and it would get sent to a Discord channel or a Slack channel. That's a really useful thing for building products and like having awareness around how your business is functioning. For example, so and so just made a purchase. Is a great thing to beam over to a Slack channel. But I wanted to like run through it once at a time and get the API keys sorted. This is part of why I almost didn't go live today. I didn't have time to do that. Yesterday I wasn't motivated enough to work past my 8 hours at work, and today's been quite busy. So pew Slack. Yes, that would be cool. Yeah, you could potentially hook it up to Twitch. It could be awesome. So I think that's coming. Despite not being able to prepare that, I still wanted to press the go live button. So I figured this was like a low friction thing I could do without too much prep or thinking on the spot. And then we're going to open some magic cards. I might post in the Party Corgi gaming channel when that gets closer. I know we got a few Magic fans. It's Adrian says, I have my Twitch set up. Hey, thanks for the follow. Twitch set up to send Slack and Discord messages when I go live using Courier. Interesting. I was thinking about building it from scratch, so that my server for my web application can send Slack or Discord messages at any point. No prep, just vibes. That's right. Speaking of vibes, I thought it might be cool to get some music going at some point. Just like some light music in the background. Not today, though. All right, so we're looking at auto layout. I wish I had a screenshot of the old version. My egghead tutorial probably has that. Maybe we should look at that. I don't even know if sound is going to come over from my Mac. I'm just going to mute up. So I can already think of some ways I might change this tutorial in the future. Maybe instead of a rectangle, I might drag a frame. Let's bump this up. Okay, so the menu is different. Horizontal and vertical was there before. However, now you can see it's just these two icons. And then we have spacing between items, which is this here. But then the rest of that's gone. We also have this new menu here, which I think is now how you do alignment. Stream title, I take my own egghead course. Hey, that's actually a good idea, right? Think about it. Like you make a course on, let's say what I was just talking about, right? The sending a Slack message. Take your course, start from scratch, pretend you know nothing, and do you get through it painlessly? I've done that before actually with blog posts. Wow, the teacher is super smart. What great content, right? I need a background for my chat. It's very hard to read. I wonder if I can do that in OBS. I realize I'm all over the place. This is what happens when I don't plan. Can I add like a source that is a rectangle? Color source. Yes. Let's go. All right. We got it. Now it's way easier than I expected. We'll reduce the opacity. It's trying to maintain this aspect ratio for some reason. You can use the color source. Yes, nice. I found it. Just need to figure out how to do it, make it do what I want. Width 400, so we can bring that down. Let's do 320, and a height, let's do 600. Needs a little bit more opacity. That also needs to go under the chat box. That would help. Under me as well, but on top of the Magewell, on top of the Mac. That's a bit better, I think. Yeah, now you can't see the Figma menu. All right, we're getting there. We can rock it like this for now. Your green screen is excellent. Thank you. So part of the, I should say the main reason my green screen looks so good right now is the lighting. I got two big lights, one over here, one over here. Without those lights, there's lots of like clipping over here, and especially with the hair and the edges. Like anywhere it's green looks like staticky without the lighting. So yeah, get good lighting and your green screen will look great. I do have the Elgato green screen, so I'm sure that helps. It's not just like a green piece of fabric with ripples, but we could take a look. Camera. Let's see what happens. Boom. The greenest of screens. I still don't fully understand how that works. Like the chroma key under the hood. Like if you notice, my green screen is it's not like the greenest of greens, as you say. Like in reality, it's a little bit desaturated. It's not that bright. It's not R only on the RGB. If you were to like color sample this, I tried to like manually pick a color that was closer to this, and it didn't work. Is that pure green? Yes, you're right. It is. It's definitely not that. All right, I think I am just going to reconstruct this menu from scratch just to see what's up. What else can we reconstruct? Like this component probably has old auto layout. And chat is tough to fit on the screen. It's okay. We're doing it live. Doing it live. Okay, maybe there's something a little bit more complex with like both vertical and horizontal auto layout. Or we could just make something up. Like what about like a testimonial card or something? I just want to see what the new auto layout is like. How does it feel to build something in it? And like explore the different features. So let's do that first. Try stuff out, see if we can make it happen. And then I'll do some busy work of updating some of my old components. So testimonial is going to have an avatar. Let's name it testimonial card. It's going to have an avatar, and we're going to have an author. And let's do a title and then like the testimonial itself. This is way too big. That's because I'm at 25%. Okay. Let's go for like a 450 wide testimonial card. I'm going to bring this font size down and lighten it up a bit. And we need some testimonial text. I guess I could grab some Ipsum. There's probably a Figma plugin for this. So as I always do, almost always do with when I'm designing, I like to get the pieces on the page and then make them look good. So we're getting the pieces on the page. We can shorten this up. Let's make it like a 1-sentence testimonial. Okay, I'm not saying this is the greatest design ever, but it's giving us something to work with while we play with the new auto layout. So right now there's 0 auto layout. Let's add it and see what happens. Okay, so we got the down arrow, so vertical direction selected. We have 0 spacing. Let's see what happens when we press, we add some spacing. Okay, that does what we expect. Mixed, what is this? Padding around items, mixed. What happens if I do 10? Okay. All right. How about this? What is this called? Alignment and padding. Slightly confusing because this is also called padding, but okay. Oh, wait, am I adjusting? Oh, I'm adjusting that. So if we go to 14, this would be 14 around all? Yes. All right. So this is what threw me for a loop at first, is that the alignment menu is all grayed out now. And I'm pretty sure I use that alignment menu. Notice here how in the old auto layout, this is an auto layout frame, and the alignment menu is fully interactable. I don't know if I use it in this tutorial or not. I'm curious how Egghead handles updates. Like if there's a React 10 tutorial on like how to create a counter, and that same person wants to redo that tutorial in React 17, does it replace the old one or is it a new one? There we go, using the alignment menu, which is outdated. So this tutorial like is not accurate anymore. Somebody who opens Figma today is not going to be able to follow this tutorial, making it pretty useless. New one probably in that case. So the old one will get deleted and the new one, okay. I wonder if I could reuse the same exact title and just replace the asset, the video asset. Ask them. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should ask them. Maybe I should make the tutorial first and then ask them. I think this would be a great place to start since I already know that the content has been approved and like what I'm doing has been approved. The wording is all there for me. Just need to re-record it, redo some of the screen flow, special effects, obviously redo the audio as well. Just to like get back in the flow of making recordings. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and new stream notes for today. Stream notes, and what's the date? June 25th. So my Egghead button tutorial from last year is out of date. Figma has changed auto layout. Quite a bit. And that would make this pretty confusing. especially because the title doesn't say like old way or outdated or anything. So make an egghead tutorial pretty confusing for new Figma users, and that is bad. You should make the tutorial. Yeah, I should. I should W key on the tutorials. That's for sure. Working towards it. Small steps, consistency. We can make it happen. All right, so our testimonial card. We've explored some of the options. Okay, we didn't explore this though. So that centers everything. Cool. Right align. Nice. So these probably aren't doing anything because there's no extra space above and below. So this is replacing what used to happen up here. Alignment and padding menu. Okay, cool. And so now that we know what these different new controls do, let's start making this look like we want it to look. So we did have that original design with the avatar on the left and then the content on the right. So even just thinking in terms of divs and flexbox, we know we want the parent container to be a horizontal direction. And immediately that looks bad. So what we'll need to do is create another frame. And my coworker Chris actually taught me frame selection is Command Option G. So it just creates a frame around whatever is selected. So this frame, we also want to give it auto layout, but here we're going to go vertical and we need to fix this padding. Cool, that's looking better. A little more padding there. Okay, now let's componentize this. And we'll make a new instance and drag it out. And what happens if I want to type in here? Yes, it's doing what we want. All right. Grows and shrinks. Perfect. Where'd my coffee go? All right, so if I was to recreate the very short egghead tutorial, which was just a button, starting with the frame this time. So that's the F key, not a rectangle. Then I'm going to type in this frame, submit, and we'll give the frame auto layout. Okay, we didn't explore these resizing options. I feel like this is new. It used to say constraints. Let's check the egghead tutorial again. Where's the replay button? Okay, watch this one more time. Bump it up to 1.5. Trost, I don't know if you're still here, but about the green screen, and you were watching some of my Twitter stuff about the streaming room. I want an option to look more like you look on stream with, you know, the cool background. I also like the green screen option. It'd be cool to have both available. So constraints is not even here. Maybe I need to click on submit. Okay, I'm going to click on submit. There. No constraints. Okay. Okay. Button example. So this is doing nothing. This is, what is this called? Spacing between items. There is only one item, so that does make sense. All right, let's play with this resizing. Fixed width. I assume that means that if I play with this, it'll grow. Or I mean, this. Yes. Okay. It is growing, but why isn't the text centered? I wonder if it's this. It is this. Okay. And I assume that means it's not going to be vertically centered. There we go. Okay. So we need that. So when making a very standard submit button, in the alignment and padding menu, we need to select, I guess there's no real term for this, vertical and horizontally centered alignment. What is packed? Packed space between. No change, probably because I only have one item. All right, what happens if we type? That's not what we want. That's definitely not what we want. It's probably because of the fixed width. Okay, we want hug contents. Hug contents fixed height. Just gonna screenshot this, I think. This can be part of my prep for redoing this tutorial. All right, I want to do one more, and then we're going to open some cards. One more, let's do like a nav. And I want this nav to have something on the left and something on the right. It's pretty common, I think. On the left is a logo, and on the right is your nav items, menu items. And hopefully that gets us exploring some of these other options. Maybe I'm just going to start fresh. So new frame. And we'll say brand name on the left, and then on the right we're going to want blog and contact and login. All right. We'll add auto layout, and as we expect, it's going to treat them all as top level children here. Okay, so we need to turn these into their own frame, and we'll give this auto layout as well, and just reduce that padding in between. I see. So what does the space between do? All right, so that means the horizontal padding is now auto for spacing between items when we have the alignment and padding menu set to space between instead of packed. I set it back to packed. Now what happens if I increase the size here? Okay. So now the nav itself, let me name this. The nav changed to be a fixed width, which is fine for now, but we do want space between. Okay, cool. That pins them to the sides, just like Flexbox. It's cool. I feel like I'm missing something. There it is. Okay, so we need to make sure we're vertically centered as well. Cool. I think this transition is going to be relatively painless, which I'm happy about. You can pretty much do everything you could do before, it's just in a different spot. And it's not that much different. Like the paradigms aren't that much different. A lot of the wording is the same. The UI just changed, and where these menu items live has changed. Cool. Okay, I'm just thinking, what next? Been live for about 40 minutes. Thinking we'll take a quick break, and then I'm going to open some Strixhaven. And then squads. So I'm just going to go to my be right back screen, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'm back. We got the desk cam. I'm really excited to crack into this. collector boosters. So my understanding is that every card is special in some way. And I haven't really looked at the set list, kind of just bought it. All right, let's dig in. The art looks really cool. So how would this go? Back here, I think. I want to keep it in good condition, but I also want to see how this might look at a store. Something like that. Cool. All right, first pack. 15 card collector booster. Physical. These are physical packs. Maybe I should have mentioned that. First card just shiny. Let's flip these around. All right, we got a holographic pest. Interesting. The rest of them are upside down. Okay. I don't know what that means. Let's flip them over. Spectacle Mage. Hey, Nikki. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. Saw you playing some F1 earlier, some racing game. I was unfortunately in some meetings and couldn't pop in and see, but you know I love racing games. And if you don't, now you know. Mainly wave race. Okay. All right, next card. Combat Professor. So they're all hollow, which is pretty cool. I feel like every one of these cards needs to be sleeved. I'm really hoping for some of those like alternate art. They are all shiny, yes. It is supposed to happen because it's the collector booster. So these cost more than the standard boosters. They're like double or something like that. But you're guaranteed all of these hollows. They know how to milk the money. Nikki, are you racing this Sunday? How does that work? So none of these cards I use in my deck. This is cool. Is this hollow? This one's not hollow. I think it's just full art. It looks great though. Oh, I revealed spoilers. So this is a rare. Are these all rares? No. There is more than one rare in this pack. Whoa. Whoa. Look at this beauty. Why is it in Japanese? I don't care. I love it. Can't even imagine like playing this in my deck. I have to know what everything means. Doomblade. Also very cool art. Oh, we got 2 Doomblades maybe? Nope. Just same art style. Very cool. These ones are hollow, you can kind of see. And our last card, which is a mythic, Harness Infinity. I don't think this is meta, but still cool nonetheless. All right, I'm gonna case these. We're gonna take another look at that before it goes in its sleeve, because it will never come out. Ooh. That's so cool. I don't even know what this card is. All right, we're gonna open a few more. They're thick too. 15 card boosters. Each pack has 15 cards. This is more than a standard pack, which I think is a 12, 11. I know Pokemon is like 10 or 11. Cool. All right, let's crack another one. Another pest to kick it off. Don't know why this one's backwards, but okay. Lorehold Campus enters the battlefield tapped. Oh, this is a common. Okay. Okay. It's probably not used. Mythic. So I'm noticing some patterns. These are both full art, right? We got a full art non-hollow here into this Strixhaven special art. I don't even know. It's so cool. This one has multiple Japanese ones. Wow. So this one's not hollow, but this one does have some hollow to it. You can see that swirl. Right, Xander? Like, I want a full deck of these. It's like Japanese inspired. My red aggro deck, just all Japanese alternate arts. The quality is just so good on these. Can't say the same about Pokemon. Like every card just feels crispy and like centered nicely. All right. I'm going to do one more pack. Only 3 today. Save the rest for another day. Savor it. How do y'all feel about the like half web dev, web design, half hobby streams? Prince loves it. Thank you, Prince. Cool. Not sure if I'm going to keep it or maybe some streams in the future when I do have more time to plan will just be all web dev, and then every so often I'll do these half and half. Okay, so we have a different upside down card this time. It's a vibe. They're magical. Do you mean, are they also gatherings? Magical gatherings? Biblioplex. Just wanted to say it. We have gathered for the magic. I love how they're just like, yeah, it's Harry Potter, but it's not Harry Potter. All right, now this is a meta card. This card owns me. Blade Historian. All you MTG players out there probably know how brutal this card is. This box was $200, Xander. $200. A normal box is $100. Like a draft booster. That's why we're saving it. That's why we're savoring it, I should say. You can see the poison ivy on my hand there a little bit. Sorry about that. Divine Gambit. Ooh. I'm just so impressed every time. Let's get a nice look at it. Look at the cherry blossoms. Oh, it's so cool. Shock. This is a staple. This has been in Magic for years and years. Reprinted. This is a dope shock. You know, you're running, imagine you're going to your local game shop, playing some standard Friday Night Magic, and your red deck has these shocks in it. We opened some pretty cool cards tonight in just 3 packs. That was 45 cards we saw. I want to play a Blade Historian deck. I need to try that out. I've got the red, the mono red. I got the mono white. Now I need the red white weenie. Why do they call it that? Pretty sure there is a reason. Lots of ones and tokens, yep. That makes sense. I've seen some streamers do what they call breaks, where like viewers can buy packs and then they open it on stream and then mail it to you. So it's like an experience because the streamer needs to make money. So like if one of these packs is worth $4 or whatever, they may charge 6 or 7. But you get the experience of like opening the pack on stream in front of people. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna pull out these alt arts and just look at them one more time before we wrap it up. This one, this one. Cool. Awesome. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I had fun. I'm glad I did it. Glad we did it. Try to do it again next week. Maybe do some TypeScript Slack notifications, TypeScript Discord notifications. Boots up, that's right. Yep. Made me re-download MTGA. Hey, do you have an iPhone? Because if you do, you should get it there too. I actually play mostly on my phone now. Unless I'm trying to stream or something. I am down for some squads though. I'm gonna turn off the stream, do a quick bio, and boot up. Thanks again, y'all. Catch you next time. Peace.